Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, another. This is the latest film in a franchise that is refusing to go away, refusing to die, keeps coming back in one form or another, because this is apparently the beginning of a new trilogy. But, yes, I know. It's the beginning of a new trilogy. So, Sean, tell us about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay, so Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Basically, you've got this. This takes place a few hundred years in the future from where War for Planet of the Apes finished, or you know, so this is a few hundred years afterwards, and it's to do with this village, and this village is all to do with they're like fishermen and hawks, and they can control hawks and things, and so really lovely, peaceful village. Lots, you know, totally. They're aware of humans, but the humans are like horrible, dirty, you know, smelly, scruffy, not very nice things that you know are just animals and wild, and they don't really have a lot to do with them.
Because by the end of the last film, the humans had begun to look like what they were going to look like in the first Charlton Heston movie, which like they were losing the power of speech and all that kind of thing.
That's what's happened basically. So there's been the virus has increased the intelligence of the apes and decreased the intelligence of humans, so they've become very feral and almost, you know. Well, I think there's a scene in the trailer where you can actually see what they're like when they're you know. They're sort of just like in loincloths. I don't know why they're just in loincloths. Well, I suppose they're in loincloths because they can they won't be running around. No, anyway, so basically, what happens is there's like three friends. So you've got Noah, and he's got a couple of friends. Obviously, one of them's a girl, and they're going for these eagles' eggs because the Noah's father is the head honcho that knows how to deal with eagles. And so they get these eggs, and he goes, "Oh, we must always leave one. We must always leave one." Anyway, cut a long story short, there's this rather nasty group of not so nice apes that are sort of trying to dominate, and they attack his village, and they kill his father, and they take all the people off. But all the while through this, they're being followed. He wakes up, he gets knocked out, and he wakes up. And he finds everybody's gone, and then he decides he's going to try and find his people. Rescue everyone. So he goes off. They can ride horses, which is pretty good. With this lady following, and then he meets this orangutan here. He sort of meets him, and he tells him about. He's a bit like a cult. He's got like a little band, and he tells him about Caesar. He says, "Oh, you know, he's almost like a cult." He said, "Oh, they've taken away and killed all my friends, and I'm the only one left." And he tells the story, and he says about, you know, years ago, apes and humans used to live together, and he's like, no, you have impossible, and he doesn't believe any of it, and this girl sort of following him, and
so this is a character, a human character called Freya Allen. Well, not Freya, no, played by Freya Allen, who I believe, from what I understand, is the only female, is the only human character in the film.
Well, no.
Well, okay, cool.
Yeah, go on. We just carry on. So basically, the orangutan, they welcome her in, they give her clothes, and they give her something to eat. A bit like you know when they throw food at the wolf, starts off a bit like this.
Oh yeah.
So you know, so she's like
kind of like domesticating a wild animal.
They throw a bit of food to her. They throw her an apple and that, and she eats the apple. And they said, "Oh, it gets cold. Give her your cloak." And he's like, "Oh, it's a scavenger." You know what I mean? Anyway, he does, and they find out she can talk. So the bad apes. Run by this chap called Proximus Caesar, so obviously he's taken Caesar's name, and he's like, whoa, anyway, so I'm gonna sort of, because I don't want to put any spoilers on it, because there is a lot of surprises in this, and a lot of surprises, so I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end, but that's basically the story.
Okay, so let's go into what you thought of the film.
I thought this was the best of all the Planet of the Apes ones.
Really?
This was the best. This was really, really smart. There was only a couple of bits where I could say, but for me, this was just so sensible. And so, you know, like even I say with fantasy films, people say it's a fantasy film, but if it's like realistic, and the situations that happen,
it's got to make sense still. Even
makes sense. It's really, really good. And it's also, there's nods to all the original movies in this. Obviously, with the apes,
Okay.
and the scenes. And beneath the Planet of the Apes, there's a nod to the scene where they find an old observatory and they're looking through the telescope, and it's like I was getting quite nostalgic, believe it or not. I was thinking, wow, they got nods to all the original films, little scenes which are like when they're being taken away, and you think that was in Planet of the Apes. That was in Beneath the Planet of the Apes. That was in Battle for Planet of the Apes. That was in Conquest for Planet of the Apes. So you've got all these little nods. So, and a lot of thought has gone into this, I think, personally. And I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's quite a long movie, and it didn't seem like it at all.
Oh,
Not
cool.
at all. It didn't lag for me. It had the work. It had it all. It had everything that was good. Bit of tension. But I think what I really liked about it was there was a couple of things which maybe were like, well, that was quite lucky. But on the whole, I couldn't really find much wrong with this.
Okay, now this I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. This surprises me. As Sharon said, I was kind of like, of all the films, I thought this would be the one that would have you with your knives out.
I think so too. Especially after war.
After the last one, I think we saw the last one together.
Awful. Absolutely
there are
awful.
moments where we were both going,
I know. Yeah, I know. And so maybe I enjoyed it more because I had really low expectations. Yeah. But no, I was really surprised at this.
All right, and I'll take it as a good point that you didn't even mention the effects. That doesn't even come into it. You're just sort of accepting what you're seeing. Yes. So wow. So how many stars do you give this?
I'm going to give this one a 4.
4 stars for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Yes. Oh wow, that is
not that is a surprise, isn't it? It surprised me. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking that's kicking off the show with a big surprise, because I was just waiting for the complaints. Where's the complaints? Where's the show gonna say, oh my god, orangutans do not walk like that?
No, it was all right. It was all right. I enjoyed it.
All right, cool, good stuff. All right, so 4 stars for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The one thing I have with this franchise is that the titles can only get longer.
Yeah.
I tried to abbreviate it in a message, and it was just like, how do you abbreviate? There's so many words in this.
KOTPOTA.
Yeah. So Toes, what you generally look at reviews and things? What's the general reviews of this?
The general reviews of this have been, I think it's been kind of like it's been like a 3 upwards essentially. Oh, right, okay. So I haven't seen anybody who hates it, but there's people who are saying it's good and everything like that, and some people are like saying that. I mean, you say it's the best. They say that the tone of it is different from the Andy Serkis trilogy.
Yes.
That the tone of it is different because it seems that, but some people say that the tone they find it a bit confused because it's like, because it seems to go a bit younger, like it's supposed to be a bit more of a kid's adventure movie, but then there's still some like horrid stuff that happens in it.
To me, I think it was as in what was it? The when they renewed the Star Wars ones, the first one was a remake of A New Hope. You know.
Yeah.
To me, this has got all the settings of Noah and one of the his girlfriend, if you like, that I mean they're not there at the time, but it's like Cornelius and Zira in the originals. There are so many likenesses to Cornelius and Zira that it wouldn't surprise me if they find a spaceship and fly off in one of them. But hey, who knows?
We'll see. We shall see. All right, cool. So that's it for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Katpota, yeah.